Next on Sisterhood of the Second Act.
We've all been told to exercise and how it will help protect us from diseases such as osteoporosis and heart disease. Getting started can be overwhelming, especially if you have not been active. Diane Simmons is here to help. One way to get active is to get outside and garden. The Virginia Cooperative Extension's Master Gardener program helps gardeners of all skill levels. Their work in the community ranges from education to historical preservation. Kathy Sink joins us to tell us how we can be a part of this fabulous program. We'll meet these women on this edition of Sisterhood of the Second Act.
Sisterhood of the Second Act is brought to you by Step out the door with confidence, ready to conquer the day. Whether you are going to the cafe down the street or headed into work, you know you will always look your best in Cabby Styles. Your stylist, Darlene Marshall, will help you pick the styles that make you sparkle. And Cabby has styles for all body types. Call Darlene at 540-330-6819, 540-330-6819, and follow her on Instagram at Dapper Darlin.
I'm gonna be an oak tree.
I think I'll be a dogwood tree.
My kids said they'd be looking for a thorny tree for me.
With Evergreen, you can be a tree. Our biodegradable urn combines your ashes, natural soil additives, and a native tree of your choice. Be a tree and grow for tomorrow.
I want to be a tree.
Learn more at evergreenmemorialtrust.com.
Buy local this holiday season and get unique gifts on time. Start your holiday shopping at the New Moon Network store for original artwork by the Virginia artists featured on the Sisterhood of the Second Act set. You will also find Sisterhood merchandise there. Stop by the Earthworks Artworks Gallery at 228 South Pollard Street in Vinton, Virginia, or shop online at newmoonnetwork.com and have it delivered to you. Your purchase supports Virginia artists and local programming by the New Moon Network. Now from the Fox Radio Roanoke studio, here's Kathy Heberle.
Welcome to Sisterhood of the Second Act. I'm Kathy Heberle. Diane Simmons is the CEO and owner of Simply Fitness by Diane. She is an Action Certified Fitness Trainer, ACE Certified Health Coach, Nutrition Specialist, and Respiratory Therapist licensed in the state of Virginia. She joins us today to help us start that exercise program no matter what your age. Thank you for joining us, Diane.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So how does somebody in their late 40s or even 50s and 60s who hasn't been active get started?
That's a question that I feel like applies to everyone that's trying to get started. It has to do with your position in life, where your mindset is. If you're ready to work out, that's great. I mean, of course, get in the gym, get active, get outside, do what you need to do. But if you have maybe recently went to the doctor and the doctor says, okay, you need to start getting more active, that can be kind of daunting to you,
yes.
You know, because you may be hit with, oh, I have high blood pressure now, or I'm a diabetic, so I've got to do something. And that kind of puts you in the mood of, well, I got to do it, but I don't really want to, and everyone's going to be looking at me, and I don't feel like I'm comfortable or trained enough to be even able to get out there to do just the littlest thing. But you shouldn't feel that way, because a lot of people that come to me with that same attitude. So everyone's all in the same boat.
Thank you. That is so true. And I think the word exercise often turns people off. Mm-hmm. What activities can women incorporate into their lives to make their daily routines more active?
Well, just about anything active is exercise. It doesn't necessarily have to be you standing in front of a mirror with 2 dumbbells and just sweating or doing the same thing over and over again on a treadmill, running in place. It could be gardening, it could be going for a walk, it could be going to the mall, doing some shopping, but you're walking the entire time. Anything that you enjoy If it's making you get up and move, that's exercise.
Well, that's good because I think often people do not exercise because they don't like it.
Right.
And so how do you suggest, I think this is their mindset. How can you overcome that mindset?
Well, I think it always comes back to the why.
Okay.
Why are you doing this? Make it more than the doctor told me I have to because I'm getting older. What would it mean to you to be healthier later in life? What does it mean to you to be on the other side? What would that feel like to you? Does that mean you get to spend more time with your grandchildren? Does that mean instead of just sitting around, you can actually get up and go outside and play with them? What does that mean to you? Figure out your why and then use that as a reference to keep going.
That is such great advice. I love it. And I'm going to take that one to heart myself. We are talking to Diane Simmons, owner and CEO of Simply Fitness by Diane. And my next question for you are, what are the best exercises for people over 40 or 50?
I think the best exercises, number one, like I said earlier, get up and just move. Whatever you can do initially, do that.
Okay.
Then set a goal to do a little bit more the next week or the next week.
Oh, that's a good idea. So aim for progress,
Right.
not perfection. Is that
Absolutely.
what they say?
Absolutely.
I love that.
You don't
Thank
have to have a particular plan that you feel that you need to do arms and then you do legs and then you run
Okay.
for everything. Just take it step by step, easy. Whatever you've been doing, just expand on that and then throw in another exercise every other exercise session.
Diane, you're making this fun. So, can women in their late 40s and beyond get back in shape and change their bodies?
Absolutely. Absolutely you can. This year I turned 40 and I actually had a total hysterectomy this year.
Oh my.
So there are a lot of changes that happened with me. And knowing that after the age of 40, going into 41, you definitely can make some changes and improve your physical and your health overall.
Right.
After the age of 40.
That sounds very doable, the way you made it sound. So what services do you offer at Simply Fitness by Diane?
We have group exercise classes.
Okay.
We have a dance-based class. And we also have a body sculpting class with dumbbells, resistance bands.
Okay.
Coming up in January in 2022, we're going to add in a yoga Pilates mix type class. So that will be a low impact training class and also a lower impact dance class. But in conjunction with that, we also have a nutrition program.
Excellent.
Yes, so you can make the transition from a not so healthy diet to making healthier choices. Whatever your goals may be, whether it's to gain muscle, to lose fat, or just to get on a healthier plan, or maybe go to a vegetarian type diet, we have that as well.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And now you don't have to go to the gym to exercise. You also offer courses for people who want to stay home. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
Could you tell us about that?
I actually added in some virtual fitness options due to COVID, but it has progressed, and it's a really great program because I tape all of the classes that I have and I put them on an app that I have, and you can just download the app and log in and do the fitness classes just along with us in your home.
I love that. That is really good.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to try that. We are talking with Diane Simmons, CEO and owner of Simply Fitness by Diane. And do you also set women up with exercise plans that they can do it on their own?
Yes, absolutely. We would meet together and do a small consultation, figure out what you're needing and what your level is, and give you some exercise plans and tips to take care of your health and fitness on your own if that's what you need to do.
I like that because that sounds a little bit specialized to the individual and their abilities. And
Yes.
I think that's a really, really great way for a lot of people to start. So how do you determine the best course of action for each individual?
We would sit and meet together,
Okay.
ask a few questions about how active you are now, how active you've been in the past, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and go from there and put together a plan that's doable.
Excellent. Very, very good. How do you see what do you see as the benefits of exercising with others?
Exercising with others gives you kind of like a camaraderie. It boosts your morale. You have people constantly checking on you. Hey, why weren't you at class today? Or what's going on?
So a little accountability?
Yes, that definitely some accountability and some more laughs. You get to build bonds with people that are like-minded, and maybe some people that you wouldn't normally talk to, but you have this one interest and goal in common, and that helps you to learn more about other people.
That sounds great. And it sounds like it would encourage you, too, to see other women that maybe are kind of struggling along with you, maybe.
Right. I have a client that has actually lost probably about 125 pounds.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Tell us.
just by coming to class and following her nutrition plan and working out and staying dedicated, and other people look to her for inspiration. People that have worked out with me for a couple of years, they see her, a newer client, come in and they get revved up and want to get back on track too. So it's great.
My goodness, that sounds wonderful. And I think, what changes have you seen in women after they become more fit? Could you share that with us?
I definitely see more confidence.
Yes.
And and not just in the gym, but in other parts of their lives. I see them going out and getting a promotion at work, or starting their own business, or becoming just more assertive. And those are just some great takeaways from getting your health and fitness under control.
That sounds really good. Also, I heard that it can help you reduce stress, and I think a lot of us are dealing with stress. Do you incorporate some things that would? Is it just any exercise in general will help with that, or do you need a certain length of time when you're exercising to get the benefits?
Any exercise in general, if you like it and you're smiling and you are working hard and sweating, you're going to relieve that stress from your body. So anything that you enjoy, that's definitely going to help.
Okay, that sounds great. And what questions should someone ask before hiring an exercise coach or personal trainer?
You want to know what their specialty is and what type of clients that they've worked with in the past.
Okay.
Not every trainer is the same. So maybe one is educated in diabetes prevention, and that might be something that you're more interested in getting under control in your life. Or you could be a coach that does more weightlifting and high intensity, and maybe you need low intensity. So you just want to speak with the coach and see what their certifications are and what their specialties are.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And as we're wrapping up, I just wanted to ask you a question, because you mentioned high intensity. That's kind of a buzzword these days. That is it HIIT, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah. And so when you're starting out with something, is it important to get your heart rate up even if you're kind of at the beginner level? And how would you suggest that women can do that?
You definitely want to get your heart rate up, because that is what basically exercise is. You don't want to stay at a steady state.
Okay.
It just depends on the individual. If you're used to walking, maybe you'll walk for a longer distance, or maybe you'll walk at an incline, and that will get your heart rate up. There are many different types of ways to increase your heart rate that doesn't have to be a high intensity workout.
That sounds really good. So it's important to get your heart rate up, but you don't have to do it. And then I guess my final question then is, if you want to join a gym, in conjunction with what you said about a personal trainer, how should you find a gym that you will be comfortable going to? Because I feel that some women are concerned they're going to find people that are all very big athletic type people. Can you help us with that?
Definitely take a look at their Facebook pages and their websites.
Excellent.
Go visit them when they have free classes. Go see what it's about. Every gym is completely different. One vibe you may love, one vibe you may hate. So just check them all out.
Thank you so much, Diane. It's been a real pleasure having you on the show. I'm so glad you came in. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a real pleasure. We will have Diane's contact information in our show notes on our website, sisterhoodofthesecond-act.com. There's more Sisterhood of the Second Act ahead. If you have a passion for the outdoors, the environment, and gardening, you may be on the path to becoming a master gardener. Stay tuned.
I'm going to be an oak tree.
I think I'll be a dogwood tree.
My kids say they be looking for a thorny tree for me.
With Evergreen, you can be a tree. Our biodegradable urn combines your ashes, natural soil additives, and a native tree of your choice. Be a tree and grow for tomorrow.
I want to be a tree.
Learn more at evergreenmemorialtrust.com.
Buy local this holiday season and get unique gifts on time. Start your holiday shopping at the New Moon Network store for original artwork by the Virginia artists featured on the Sisterhood of the Second Act set. You will also find Sisterhood merchandise there. Stop by the Earthworks Artworks Gallery at 228 South Pollard Street in Vinton, Virginia, or shop online at newmoonnetwork.com and have it delivered to you. Your purchase supports Virginia artists and local programming by the New Moon Network.
See where a grateful nation remembers its heroes, and where Thomas Jefferson came to relax. Where small town charm is just down the road from big outdoor adventures. Find peace and quiet, as well as the sounds of family fun. Destination Bedford is located where the Piedmont Plateau meets the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Where ordinary ends, Bedford begins.
There's more Sisterhood of the Second Act coming up after this. There's more inside the hemp mill than CBD products. There's a community. Stop in for Friday's Coffee Talk to enjoy free hemp coffee and treats. Patent-pending products made from hemp for anxiety, pain relief, and organic healthy eating. Cannabinoid products you can trust because the hemp is locally grown, processed, and formulated by us with patent-pending formulations. That includes our Pet Calm and dog biscuits. The Hemp Mill, women-owned and operated with nutritional offerings, local cards, gifts, jewelry, and trending fashions made by women-owned businesses. TheHempMill.net. Once again from the Fox Radio Roanoke studio, here's Kathy Heberle.
Welcome back to Sisterhood of the Second Act. I'm Kathy Heberle. You can find master gardeners in almost any county in Virginia. They are there to answer your gardening questions, and they offer classes promoting environmentally sound horticulture practices through sustainable landscape management. Master Gardener Kathy Sink joins us now to tell us more. Thank you for coming in today, Kathy.
Sure, thank you for asking me.
Why did you become a Master Gardener?
Well, I retired early from where I worked, and people kept asking me, you know, what were you going to do after you retired? And I knew I wanted to be outside. I knew I wanted to be active. So I had heard that some people that worked where I did said, yes, you know, Master Gardener, they were Master Gardeners, and you might want to look into it. So I did, and every time that somebody asked me after that, I said, well, I'm becoming a Master Gardener. And then when I retired, I got lots of gardening tools. So I retired on a Friday, went in on a Monday morning to the extension office, and I said, when can I start taking the class? And that's the story of you know, how you got there. How I got there. Yeah.
So what was your day job before?
So I worked at Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I worked in the. I ended up working in the sales department as a project manager, and I worked there for 5 years. Prior to that, I have an accounting degree from Virginia Tech.
Okay.
And prior to that, I did some budgeting and internal audit, finance work. So I wanted something that was going to get me up and active. And Master Gardening.
And outdoors, it sounds like.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Can anyone become a Master Gardener?
Yes, that's the beauty of it.
Okay.
There is no experience required. Anybody can become a Master Gardener. We do all the training.
Okay.
So we have Master Gardeners. We have different people to come in and actually deliver the training to you. Our courses for next year are all online, which I think helped to increase our size this year for our Master Gardening class.
How many generally take the class? Is it only once a year?
It's only once a year.
Okay.
And we have 25 people this year.
Okay.
And that's the max number we can
okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Yes.
Yeah. So.
And when does your next one start?
Doesn't start until February of 2022.
Okay.
That's when the class starts. If you wanted to join us and become a Master Gardener, probably we will not be ready until August 2022.
Okay, so
then-
keep that in mind for your calendar.
Yes.
And I think that sounds good. And you answered the question of how much experience do you need? Because it sounds
Yeah.
like you didn't have a lot when you
No, I
started.
didn't.
And the training was provided.
Yes. The
Excellent.
only experience I had prior to that was planting petunias with my grandmother, and then being on the receiving end of going out in the garden and picking tomatoes from my
Very good.
grandfather and father's gardens.
Excellent.
So I had never done any planting, any seed starting, anything prior to my getting involved.
Very nice. We are talking with Master Gardener Kathy Sink. And what is the process then to become a Master Gardener? Obviously there's classes involved, but what does that entail for people that want to know?
So there's 50 hours of classes
Okay.
that you take. And then once you get through that, then you become, well, you're a trainee. Then after that, then you start your 50 hours of volunteer work.
That's an additional 50 hours.
Yes,
Okay.
an additional 50 hours. After you complete that, then you become a veteran Master Gardener. And so then you get this beautiful blue shirt that I'm wearing with our
All right.
logo.
Thank you.
And so after that, then it's only required of 20 hours from veteran Master Gardeners and 8 hours of continuing education.
Okay. Annually?
Yes.
Annually.
Yes.
Okay. And then what is the mission of the Master Gardener program?
So our mission is to share knowledge and to
Okay.
go out and educate our communities. And our community is Roanoke City, Roanoke County, Botetourt County, Salem. And we go and do programs in each one of those counties. We either go to libraries and present programs, or sometimes we're invited in to do programs for garden clubs and other associations throughout the valley.
Okay, that sounds really very like a really good opportunity for people to have you come in and speak. I love that. And also, can you tell me, I heard there is a volunteer component to the Master Gardener program.
Yes.
Is that the same requirements, or what does that entail to become a volunteer?
So the volunteering comes after you've taken your classes.
Okay.
And currently I do volunteer work at Virginia Western Community College, the Arboretum there.
Yes.
I go there just about every Tuesday and Thursday morning and volunteer. I also do volunteer work at the community garden at Mountain View. We have 2 demo beds over there, demonstration beds, whereby we do plantings each spring, each summer, each fall, and we bring in people and educate them on what to plant when, right plant, right place.
Okay.
And we also volunteer with hort therapy. We have a hort therapy class that we do over at Our Lady of the Valley.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. So you've mentioned a few. Are there any other volunteer opportunities out there, just to mention?
Yeah, so when you become a Master Gardener, you also can man the help desk.
Okay.
And that involves just answering questions from people calling in, or people go to our website, RoanokeMasterGardeners.org.
Yes.
And they can send an email to our help desk, and our help desk picks that up and researches it and answers you back, either with an email or with a phone call, whichever you prefer. You can do that, as well as we have other opportunities involving Speakers Bureau. I talked a little bit about that, about going out into the community and educating everyone. And then also we have just newsletter. We do a quarterly newsletter. We also have positions in leadership. If you want to become a committee head or a coordinator of one of our committees. We also have anything dealing with, if you are interested in photography, going out and taking pictures of active Master Gardeners in the garden doing something, so that we can put that on our website so you know what we do and where we're involved.
I love that. And I like that there's opportunities, whether it's answering the help, like you said, the help desk, for people that might have physical limitations to what they can do. Maybe they feel like they can't get out there and actively garden. So it sounds like there's something for everybody. I really like that. That sounds really nice. We are talking with Master Gardener Kathy Sink today. And how have you volunteered your time? You mentioned a couple things. Did you say Virginia Community? Because I walk to that one all the time. I live right by there. Yes, I do. And it is very nice. And you also have a garden sale, don't you?
There's a plant sale. There's a plant sale coming up at Virginia Western, or the Poinsettia plant sale.
Okay.
That'll be the first weekend in December.
Very good.
And I'll also put a plug in for our Master Gardener plant sale too. That will be sometime in April, probably towards the end of April.
That's the one I'm familiar with. It's very nice.
At the Brambleton Center. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's another way that we volunteer as well. We haven't had a plant sale in 3 years, and so
time to get back to it.
Yep.
Okay, so what have you enjoyed most about the Master Garden program?
Just being with people that like the same thing that I do.
Yes.
There's always something we can talk about, and most of the time it's gardening.
Very good.
So.
And why is the Master Gardener program important to the community?
Well, there's, we are trying to do education.
Yes.
And share the knowledge of how to do sustainable gardening, and to make us good stewards of our land and what we have, not only in the garden but water. With climate change coming on, there's different things that we can teach you to be prepared for that. And so it's as we take our education and get prepared, then we want to share that knowledge with everyone else too. So that they can become better gardeners and help out the environment.
I love that. And how does someone get involved if they would like to learn more about it? How can you get someone become involved?
So we have our Roanoke Master Gardener website.
Okay.
And one of our Master Gardeners actually put that together for us last year. So there's website volunteer.
Okay.
So RoanokeMasterGardeners.org. If you go to that site and click Join Us, the link will be there and be active probably next August, if you'd like to join us.
It would be the next time that you could.
Yes.
And in the meantime, can you give us just, we only have a minute left, can you give us just a little bit a tip of getting our beds ready for the winter, just locally? Is that, could you just give us a short tip on that?
Sure.
That we can take away.
We're going to be putting our garden to bed.
Okay.
And we're going to be using some crushed leaves.
Crushed leaves.
Mulched leaves, and just spreading them on your bed. And then just leave them there all winter, and that will help to reduce the weed, and then you can just incorporate them into your soil.
That's perfect. Thank you so much for being here today, Kathy.
It's been
a pleasure to have you as a guest.
Thank you.
My pleasure. We will have information for the Master Gardeners program in our show notes at sisterhoodofthesecondAct.com. We'll be back to wrap up the show after this.
Kathy's wardrobe provided by cabbie stylist Darlene Marshall. See the styles in our show notes at sisterhoodofthesecondAct.com.
Where there is nothing, artists see something. Where there is silence, they hear a melody. Where there is beauty, they create even greater beauty. In a region known for its beautiful mountain surroundings, our vibrant arts community makes the Allegheny Highlands a more colorful place to live and visit. Our passion for the arts is endless, and it's uniquely Allegheny.
I want to thank Diane Simmons and Kathy Sink for being with us today. Diane told us about the importance of staying in shape as we age and how to get started even if we are out of shape. Kathy talked about the Virginia Cooperative Extension's Master Gardener program and how we can all participate and improve our environment. I'm Kathy Heberle. Join us next week for another edition of Sisterhood of the Second Act.